So I'll go through the workflow diagram in a bit. Chainlink is in the middle, the Swift network at the bottom. The tokenized fund, which is UBS, down to Chainlink's platform, down to Swift, back up. One full circle.
There is a much larger universe of institutional users that can now subscribe to the fund.
We're trying to answer whether or not Chainlink can eclipse $2.5 trillion. That would be a 100x from here. Welcome back to the Early Stage Investor, where we only try to find assets that can provide life-changing returns. We've been pounding the table on Chainlink for years at this point, across all channels, Instagram, TikTok. Way back here, when Chainlink was $7, we've been talking about how insanely bullish this asset is. So it's been pumping. It's now $25+. So the question is, can it do a 100x from here? And I know a lot of people are going to say, no way, that would put it at a fully diluted market cap of $2.5 trillion. So that's what we're going to try to answer. Is that possible? Can it reach a $2.5 trillion market cap? Well, very few assets can do that. But the way to find a truly life-changing asset like Amazon, like Microsoft, like Google, the ones that actually hit that $2+ trillion market cap, is to hit a global scale, accumulate lots of capital from huge institutions, and generate massive amounts of revenue. So that's the question. Can Chainlink hit that tier of asset? Well, to answer that question, you're not just going to hear from me. We're going to hear directly from one of the most important and largest and powerful financial institutions on the planet, the Swift network. How can 11,500 plus institutions across 200 plus countries access tokenized asset? Well, the Swift network, which represents those 11,500 plus institutions, UBS, which is the largest bank in Switzerland, it's a multi-trillion-dollar bank in terms of assets under management, and Chainlink showcase their major monetary authority of Singapore Project Guardian work around tokenized fund settlement. Here's the director of Swift.
So I'll go through the workflow diagram in a bit. Some fun facts for you. The world's GDP goes over us every 2.5 to 3 days. And actually, 52 to 56% of our messages are security-based. Now, I'm going to jump into the workflow straight, just to orientate you guys. On the top side, we have the DLTs, the blockchains. Chainlink is in the middle, right? And we have the Swift network at the bottom. Now, Swift Transaction Manager will do an API call, right? This is a program, a scheduled task to retrieve the information from the DTA. So it links to Chainlink. Chainlink then moves on to retrieve the subscription details, the amount, and the fund distribution ID from the tokenized fund, which is UBS, the digital transfer agent, which is I think SBI, down to Chainlink's platform, down to Swift, back up. One full circle.
All of this is working together to create blockchain-based tokenized fund with on-chain digital transfer agency, where you can pay for that utilizing the Swift network, which basically opens up a huge universe of users. And opening up that huge universe of users makes the fund more likely to be successful, because there is a much larger universe of institutional users that can now subscribe to the fund. It's beneficial to the asset manager because they have a larger user base, and it's beneficial to the new system because the existing messaging system, the existing standard, the existing payment system is now made compatible, right? This is the body of work that we've successfully achieved here, and it's very exciting because it's actually for a real fund, and it's actually for something that can be very immediately usable and useful.
So they're telling you what the future financial system is going to look like. It's all going to run through Chainlink. This is why this has been one of the easiest investments of all time. We have the most legitimate organizations on the planet telling you what the future is going to look like. We're talking about the world's value, quadrillions of dollars, moving through Chainlink, being secured by Chainlink. Chainlink is collaborating with the leading financial institutions. We have Swift, we have the DTCC, they process quadrillions of dollars of data. We have Euroclear. It's endless, right? If you're collaborating with Swift, you're collaborating with their 11,500 plus financial institutions. And what the guy mentioned, what the director of Swift mentioned, is that this protocol is going to help track transactions. So Swift is actually a tool of the US government. If the US government wants to punish someone, they kick them off of Swift. So when you think Swift, think Chainlink. How valuable does that become? But again, don't take it from me. You heard from the director of Swift. You heard from Sergey Nazarov, the creator of Chainlink. Now let's hear from Citibank, the massive multi-billion-dollar Citibank. Developers that utilize the Chainlink network pay with the protocol's native token. So if you use this network, which again is going to be one of the largest networks on the planet, you have to pay with the Chainlink token. Think about the demand for the Chainlink token. We haven't even started real-world asset tokenization. We haven't even started the massive adoption of stablecoins yet. We're in the infancy phase. So you wouldn't expect massive buying pressure of the token yet. Thus, a token that helps to facilitate the growth of the on-chain ecosystem may also gain prominence over Bitcoin in time as it becomes increasingly critical to the operation of the blockchain infrastructure. It is thus already possible to envision a commerce-linked or infrastructure-linked coin that may eventually eclipse Bitcoin. More such possibilities may emerge. Innovation in the chain-based ecosystem is continuing apace, and today's offerings may yet give way to a new invention that garners more attention and assets than Bitcoin. What is the market cap of Bitcoin? It's more than $2.5 trillion. We're trying to answer whether or not Chainlink can eclipse $2.5 trillion. That would be a 100x from here. Citigroup seems to think it's possible. So before you say it's not possible, question Citigroup's analysis. So the market, again, doesn't understand these assets. If you ask big institutions, they'll tell you about Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin. They won't talk about Chainlink. There's no treasury company buying Chainlink up. So right now the market is still valuing Chainlink like just an important Ethereum DeFi asset. It doesn't understand how big this is. But if you're on this channel, if you've been following along for years, you would know how massive this asset is, right? So eventually Chainlink's going to start outperforming the Ethereum ecosystem, because this is the chart of the total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin. It looks like the chart of Ethereum. Chainlink's making a similar move right now. Eventually, the world's going to realize that Chainlink is a lot bigger than Ethereum. So that's just what's going on right now. Again, still very early. We're talking about a possible 100x. Now, what caused massive upward buying pressure recently? Well, the big move in Chainlink, again, apart from just being tied to the Ethereum ecosystem, the big change in price action happened when Chainlink announced the reserve. Today, the Chainlink reserve has accumulated 41,105 Link. As of August 21st, the Chainlink reserve holds a total of 150,770 Link tokens. The Chainlink reserve is designed to support the long-term growth and sustainability of the Chainlink network by accumulating Link using off-chain revenue from large enterprises adopting Chainlink and on-chain revenue from service usage. Chainlink has earned hundreds of millions of dollars of off-chain revenue. All these big institutions have to pay Chainlink. They are buying up their token. Obviously, they're incredibly bullish on this asset, so they want more of it. They're adding buying pressure. Previously, they've been selling their token to raise money to build this infrastructure out. Now they're starting to buy their token up. Hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue. Where is the future value and revenue of planet Earth going to flow? Again, if you're bullish, the real world asset tokenization of the world's value, you have to be bullish Chainlink, because what that means is AI assets tokenized on chain, value flowing to Chainlink. Every bullish narrative on the planet, every use case of anything on the planet, value flowing to Chainlink. It really doesn't get bigger than that. So to answer the question of, can Chainlink, with this buying pressure, with streams of hundreds of millions and soon billions of dollars of revenue, can it eclipse Bitcoin like Citigroup says? Absolutely, it can hit a $2.5 trillion market cap. Thank you for watching. That would be 100x. Not financial advice. Barring some unforeseen event, this can absolutely hit 100x.